In this episode of No Cost Extension, we're going to hear from grassroots organizations from the first cohort of the Pride Fund. The Pride Fund was launched in February 2025 and is India's first dedicated LGBTQIA+ philanthropy fund. It is aimed at bridging the persistent funding gap experienced by India's LGBTQIA+ communities and LGBTQIA+ affirmative organizations with sustained, structured, and patient philanthropy to empower meaningful on-the-ground change. In this episode, we hear from Ya All, the youth network in Manipur. Ya All is a United Nations recognized first registered LGBTI+ youth-led and focused organization based in the northeastern region of India. Ya All aims to capacitate, educate, empower, equip, and strengthen vulnerable communities such as women and youth, people living with HIV/AIDS, LGBTQI+, and those with psychosocial disabilities.
I'm Sadam Hanjabam. I'm from Manipur in the northeast. Our organization is called Ya All, the youth network. So we are basically youth and LGBTI-led and focused organization. So everyone in the organization is under 35 years old. And the work we do is based on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We use that framework to work on different issues of, no poverty, no hunger, and also good health and well-being, gender equality, and a lot of other things. So the organization started off in 2017 as a WhatsApp group because from my own lived experience, I am a person with psychosocial disability and also drug overdose survivor. So while doing my PhD back in Bombay, here in Bombay again, I have my own history related to Bombay. So it's kind of traumatic in that sense. But while doing my PhD, I got into a lot of issues related to my sexuality, and also being from a city like Imphal, which is totally out from the country, and from a state from Manipur, which is always in conflict and always having issues which are much bigger than my own identity or sexuality. So it became a big mental health issue for me, and a lot of people like me and a lot of people abuse substance to get out of it. And on that process, for me, I survived 2 drug overdoses, and after that, I quit my PhD in Bombay, and I went back home because there was no other way for recovery. I went back home and started a WhatsApp group of like-minded people like me and some of my friends who identified themselves as queer. Then from that time, we started to do sessions quietly in small rooms. And from that WhatsApp group, we registered it as an organization in 2019 and became the first registered LGBTI and youth-led and focused organization in the entire northeast region of India. So from that time, we had been working mostly on health, mental health, sexual reproductive health, and also on many skills and livelihoods we are doing on it. But one interesting thing why we are different from other work is that we use football, sports. Because in a region like Manipur, where you cannot openly talk about sexuality or many other things, there are so many intersections which comes along. And we started using football as a tool, as a universal language to talk about our own safety and our own ways of recovery and our ways of inclusion. So football became a way, and in 2018, we started this initiative called Queer Games. So we use sports to talk about, health. We used to talk about many other things about LGBTI inclusion. And now we don't only work with LGBTI youth, but we work with intersectional youth, young people from different diversities and backgrounds. Because when we say about Manipur, it's not only about sexuality, but also about, different tribals, indigenous population, and also with many health conditions. So since then, 2019, in the last 5 years, we have been able to push a little bit of the inclusion in the mainstream, because otherwise there was not much representation, not only about queer individuals, but not many representation of Northeast individuals in the mainstream and in the mainstream platform of development. We also use storytelling a lot, because that seems to be very powerful, because most of the time people rely on data for funding or for many other things. The first question that people will ask and have been asked to us is, how many people do you have so that we can fund you? And most of the time, because we are not able to come out openly, we don't have that data. So we started documenting life stories, like starting from me. Like my own lived experience made me start the organization, and many other people joined in the movement. And it is more like stories of change that has brought the change rather than thousands of people in numbers. So our work mostly now focus on sports and also on storytelling and the United Nations SDGs. Yeah.
To know more about the Pride Fund, go to www.thepridefundindia.org or find us at dasra.org.